This is just going to be another quick example of limit laws. I'll just call this one limit laws number 4. But one example, or one law for the limits is that if we have the limit as x approaches a of some f of x raised to some n power, then that is just going to be the same thing as the limit as x approaches a of our f of x that whole thing raised to some power. Alright, so like an example of this would be, say we have the limit as x approaches, let's just say 2 of x cubed. Alright, so based off of that definition, then that is going to be equal to the limit as x approaches 2 of x raised to some power, which in this case we said was 3. So that is just going to be equal to, since our limit, we're saying x goes to 2 for x, so that is just going to be 2 raised to some power, which is going to be 8. Alright, so that one's pretty simple. Let's say we had the limit as x goes to 3 of 8 cubed. Alright, so that would just be equal to, let's just say squared. Keep it easy so we can all do it in our heads. But so anyway, that is just going to be the limit as x goes to 3 of 8 squared. Alright, so like we said before, we have x going to some number, but we have a constant. So that's just going to leave us with that constant raised to some power. So that is going to be, 64. So I mean, it's all pretty simple. It's all pretty self-explanatory as far as all that. But I guess I got to do a few more of these just to make this thing 5 minutes long. So we just do one more, or maybe 2 more. Say we have the limit as x goes to 4 of let's say x to the 1/2. Alright, so that is going to be equal to the limit as x goes to 4 of x to the 1/2. So that is going to be 4 to the 1/2, which is 2. Or if you recognize that, I'll just rewrite that. Anything raised to the 1/2 power, which I said a few times before, if it's raised to the 1/2 power, it's just going to be the square root of x. And if you remember from a different video that I've done, when you have the limit of some radical, you just place the limit under the radical. x goes to 4 of x. And then you do your sub in there, and since we have x approaching 4 of x, that's just going to give us what we're approaching under a radical, which is 2. So, ta-da!